Is something wrong if you don't have control of your life? If you're lost, if you're behind, if you're not fulfilled, could there be something different or wrong with you? If you're wondering these thoughts and you want to make a positive shift, this is the episode for you. My name is Henry, and welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today, because this episode, like so many more, will be in alignment with reaching our higher self. Elevating, growing, expanding, and becoming are the main themes. And on this journey, we are going to do all of them. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down. We're going to zero in. We're going to pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on that frequency. So we'll take a deep breath in, and as you're breathing in, pick one of those words, say it over and over and over again, really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So this time we're going to align on a word together. Now, what I want you to understand and really visualize this with me, a word represents a frequency. Imagine a bunch of lines going from top to bottom. The further up you go, the higher the frequency, the closer it is to love. The further down you go, it's just the absence of love that lowers that frequency. So when we pick a word, it's going to represent one of those lines for you. Now I want you to imagine yourself standing against those lines as if it was measuring how tall you are. And then when we pick the word, you're going to move your mind to that line and perceive from a higher frequency going forward. You will perceive the frequency. You will perceive the information. You will perceive the lesson from that higher self so that you can receive it from a different angle than you're currently in. If you can only see from your current state, then you only will be able to receive from your current state. So this exercise is to help you shift out of it so you can obtain what it is that you actually desire. So we're going to step into our courage frequency. You're going to say courage over and over and over as we take a deep breath in. Imagine your mind just moving to that high frequency of courage, so close to love, so high, vibrational, just experience everything that it should be. As we hold our breath, I'm going to say some powerful words around the word courage to reinforce that frequency perspective. And then once we exhale, we're going to allow anything that holds us down, that doesn't represent that frequency, to leave us so that we can move forward into the message and expand together. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. I am blessed with courage. Courage is me. There is nothing I can't do because I am me, and I have the courage to be the highest vibrational version of that. I am courageous. And exhale. So one of the hardest things to understand or accept is that the laws of the universe are always in action. These laws do not start working once you discover them, and they do not work only for positive. They are what they are. Take manifestation, for example. The act of manifesting is a process. The process works for good, for evil, for lack, for gain, for abundance, for loss. The process is, meaning As you perceive, you're going to create more of that. That's how it goes. You cannot do something different. You cannot be and receive differently. It doesn't work. If you want to make a shift, if you want to manifest something different, you have to take control of that device. You have to take control of that process so that you can manifest the thing that is in alignment with self. This is why the first step is always inward. When you start to try to manifest based on your current spot, your current vibrational level, you are not going to manifest the solution. You are going to manifest the need based on your current state. What we desire from our current state may not, and most likely is not, in alignment with our higher selves. It's just a solution to the current pain without changing ourselves. You see, it's never external. The person that everything works out for, it works out for them because they are okay regardless. They don't need the thing to work out. They are already okay. So the job doesn't have to work out for them to be okay. They are already okay. They don't need the doctor's appointment, the thing, whatever it is, they don't need it to be anything because they are okay within. So whatever ends up happening is the easiest, most convenient working out solution because they are already okay. No matter what direction they go, they are okay. So you will perceive them always being okay. So it'll always look like it always works out for them. It's not that it actually always works out. The universe is doing what the universe does. They are manifesting based on their current state. They are using the law of attraction based on their current state. So they are bringing the version of themselves that is already okay to the next thing. That's why it seems like it works out. But the external had no weight on the internal. And this is what is hard to accept. It's so much easier to say it's the external that's the problem. Because you can't change the external always. So that means the problem can persist, and you can use that as an excuse without having to face within to discover, why would you be attracting this situation? Obviously, it's causing pain. Obviously, it's causing heartache. You wouldn't want that for yourself, so why would you attract it? If you remove the why and understand how you're attracting it, that you can focus on. Why something's attracted to you, meaning why would I want this? This is not a good thing. I would not want to attract somebody that's harmful to me. I would not want to attract a situation that is not uplifting to me. I would not want to attract pain or hurt or sorrow. So it can't be that, is what most people think. But the law of attraction is not thinking, is this a benefit to you? Will this make you happy? Is this convenient? The law of attraction just understands that like is like. So like must be where like is. So whatever you are, that is what you will receive because it has to be there because it is one and the same. Desire of things is irrelevant when it comes to what you actually are. Most people want to be healthy. Most people desire to look fit. Most people desire to have money in the bank account, but not everybody wants to become the version, which is the habits and thought processes that they have to become to receive it. If you desire something and that is all, you do not become it, then you will attract more situations that keep you in that same desire. It's going to reinforce that that is the way you want to be. It's always working this way. It's not working this way because you've now listened to this podcast and you've heard it, which this may not be the first time you've heard about the law of attraction or any of these universal laws, but they're always working. So once you can say that this situation that I'm in, no matter how unfair it is, fairness has nothing to do with it. Life is not fair. People have easier circumstances. People have leg ups on you. People have different opportunities. It's not about the fairness of it. It's about your internal state. That's the only thing you're meant to really be the shepherd of. And so when you can look at your situation and recognize that the laws of the universe are the laws of the universe, no matter how fair it is, fair is based upon ego, which ego is created by the human. Your soul and spirit, if it's operating in ego, is a very low frequency being. Because ego believes that self is the highest, when self is not even a thing. So not only is it taking something that's not real, so you're putting your energy into something that's not real, it's also tricking you to think that that thing that you're putting your energy in is the most important thing and should require your attention first. And where your attention goes, your energy goes. So your energy is going to go into something that's not even real. So fairness or equality or any of those things are based on the ego. I'm not saying that those things aren't fair, that life isn't unjust to some people. Of course it is. It always has been. What I'm saying is that you have the power to be something and you will receive it because you're already doing it. And I know our minds can trick us and jump to the extreme of circumstances. Somebody born into slavery, someone born with mental health conditions, someone born into, captivity, whatever it is, the terrible things that happen to people, they might say, well, what did they do to attract that? That's when you're only thinking about the ego. That's when you're only thinking about the human experience, which we are more than that. You are a powerful being experiencing this life, but you are not this life. So who's to say that you didn't raise your hand to have a traumatic experience because you want to experience the hardest earned versions of love? You don't want the gimme love. You want the hardest one. So you want to go through so much pain that you have to break yourself down to forgive and find love and expand that love into the universe. Why wouldn't that be your perspective? Because if that's the perspective, fairness doesn't matter. You elected that path because of how powerful you are. Perspective is everything. That is why in the beginning we took that deep breath to put our mind and set it on a high frequency so that we can have a higher perspective, a perspective beyond self. The frequency that you perceive in is the frequency that you receive in. So if you constantly think, I am abundance, I operate in abundance, everything is abundant for me, if you continually do that, that will become a frequency that you perceive the world in. And you can switch any word that you want. You have the power. You are the one. You are the person, the being, the soul that came here for purpose. Nobody is here by accident. Everybody is here by design, by purpose, by meaning. But we can't be forced onto our path because then it's not growth. Then it's not true exploration of energy. You have to find it. In fact, you get to find it. Everything is happening for you. Every miracle, every pain, every heartache, every loss is happening for you because in those darknesses, your light can shine. In those darknesses, you blossom and grow and expand. It's all happening for you. So take your power back and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful. I will definitely have to go back and listen to it because as I was going through it, I just thought there was so much I wanted to share, and I try to keep it within that 10-minute window. So we did end up going a little bit long, but I hope it connected with you. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. We're going to exit on a final deep breath. We're going to tap into that courage energy so that way you can see the world through your courageousness, your creativity. No, not creativity. Your courageativity. I can't even think of the word. You are courageous. That's the word. We're not perfect here. We're flowing through this. We're sharing the ideas together. You are courageous. So we're going to take that final deep breath, and I want you to say courage, 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 and really put yourself on that high frequency of you. You are not separate from these things. Put yourself on it because you belong there. When you go there, when you put your mind, when you set it on that frequency, remind yourself that this is what home feels like. And so we're going to take a deep breath in and say courage, courage, courage. Really breathe that in, expand that energy. As we hold our breath, I'm going to speak some sentences, some power around courage. And then we're going to exhale. Allow anything that doesn't resonate with you to leave you. And when you're ready, expand into the day. Let's go ahead and take that final deep breath in. Courage. Courage is my birthright. Just by being here, I am courageous. Everything I do, I can do through courage because I knew who I am. I have courage. And exhale.